Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the audio event about the Women Go Tech and their IT mentoring program, with today's focus on the data track. My name is Anna Dabrowska. I'm a community manager at Women Go Tech, and our guests are two industry specialists: Ismael Capel, data delivery manager at EPAM, and Rafał Krajewski, who currently serves as the head of business intelligence at Adform. Together, we will discuss the opportunities in the data field and share practical advice for mentees who want to progress their careers. Before we dive into the topic, I would like to inform our audience that the admissions are still open. So, if today's conversation inspires you to join a mentoring program, we are excited to receive your applications by November 4th. Every person has a unique career path, and our mentoring program supports that fact by providing a personalized experience for all the mentees. With that, I'm curious to know what paths our today's guests have taken. Rafał, could you tell us about your career journey and current position?
Of course. Thanks for the introduction. So, in uh, mm, in my case, I had the luxury of a soft start of my professional career because after the graduation in Warsaw University of Technology, I became a voice researcher working on the projects in photonics engineering industry combined with the PhD studies. So when I finally collected all my results in my PhD thesis, I realized how important it is to present quite advanced results to the broader audience in the way that they will get the right context and they will understand the details what I want to show. So I turned into data analysis focused on the easier data consumption, which is a business intelligence area, which of course I didn't know at that time, this term. Mm, and that's topic was so passionate that finally I decided to continue my professional career in this particular area. So I work for multiple global companies, and in two of them, I was a consultant responsible for business intelligence project delivery. So in total, I may say that I work for more than 20 projects, giving me the opportunity to understand how BI area is working across different teams, different organizations, different cultures. And finally, I landed in Adform. So we are an independent provider of the technology for the market. So we provide technology to make sure that the right audience is reached by right advertisements. Which, as you may imagine, that there is a plenty of data to be analyzed and to be presented to the business audience. So this is more or less where I'm now.
Thank you, Rafał, for this introduction. That's inspiring to hear, and how many different directions you can go within one industry. And so now I'd also like to hear from Ismael. What has been your career journey, and where are you now?
So hi everyone on the audience. So thanks Anna for introduction. So my career started more than 20 years ago when I joined the first company that I was working as a data scientist. I actually was quite lucky because I could study something related on the Madrid Complutense University because I'm actually Spanish. And there I specialize in statistics and operation research. That is where my love for data started by taking subjects like game theory or eventually Q theory. I mean, all those things really inspired the beginning of my career. That I spent several years working for multiple customers in at the time data mining consultants roles because actually I started working before data science was understood as a role. So that's actually where I got specialized a little bit later, and the most of the beginning of my career was related to those type of projects. Later, I jumped and leading because I entered into managerial type of roles very soon, and that's been the more than 10 years already that I've been managing teams in order to deliver projects along data. Now I'm data delivery manager in EPAM. EPAM is a service provider for IT services for multiple clients all around the world. And it is a great place because of the internal culture and how we operate on this market. And I really got, I was actually headhunted in order to take over this role, and I don't regret the jump. It's giving me the opportunity to grow very fast in this overhyped world of data, and actually helping me to keep the trend.
Perfect. That's interesting to see how we've been growing within this industry for over 20 years, and you even mentioned that you started before like data analysis was a role. So if you could tell me, like, what inspires you to continue growing in this industry?
Actually, data is, we always say that data projects are never finished because there is always a new thing that you can discover. So as many people tend to say, data is currently being generated on every single aspect of what we do, eventually from what we use the phone, from everything that we are interacting. So there are always a new possibility, a new question to be working with. So why not to experiment something new? Very recently, we even have seen all this explosion of GenAI and those LLM models, and they are all powered by data. So it's a never-ending story, and there is always something new that it is worth researching about.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And Rafa, what would be the inspiration for you?
Well, I fully agree with Ismael. So everything he's saying is I can also align with it. And in my case, the main inspiration is realizing the impact of the data on the daily life. So we live in a data world. We are surrounded by the information, and the ability to select the right information to take the right decision. This is essential. So this is interdisciplinary and fascinating area. So it combines the data, the information about the data. It combines also the technologies. It combines the subject matter knowledge. So it means that not every single data project is the same. So every project and every engagement I'm stepping in provides the ability to grow and build some new expertise. So you never get bored with the challenge with the challenges in data industry. So this is very inspiring to be in this area.
Thank you. It's great to hear how passionate you are about this, and I'm not surprised because there really is a lot to discover. But let's get back a bit to the beginning stages of the career where our mentees usually are. And those ambitious women already have some experience in the IT field. They might be on a junior position or have an experience in a slightly different field and want to rebrand. So, from your experience, you are managing teams, working with many specialists. Which skills or experiences do you think our mentees should prioritize in this data industry? Speaking both of hard and soft skills. Rafał, what would you advise?
Well, in technology area, skills are definitely hard skills, and technology experience is always very essential. So this is of course obvious, but I would start with the other must-have in this area, which is a soft skill, which is a curiosity. Simply, so the person who is joining this area should be first of all curious about the surrounding world, and he should or she should be able to ask questions about how things are working, how is it done. So it's a curiosity at the end which is driving all data analysis and business intelligence into intelligence project. So of course technical skills are important, but even more important is to to be passionate about the work that you do, and ability to learn what you are going to explore. So other things like common sense, critical thinking. So all these soft skills are very important to work in this area. So I would start with this skill set as the important to start the journey in this area. But of course the technology should follow. And we used to say that, well, business speaks English while we speak SQL. And this here the challenge is to find the bridge between these two worlds. And definitely technology and knowledge of the databases is important in this area. So hard skills, of course, are still necessary. But I think even more important is to be ready for the conversation with the business, which requires the soft skills. Skills, yeah. So that's I would this find as even more important than technology, because technology is changing. So during my career, I realized how the tools changed over all these 15 years I worked for in this industry. So I would not stick to the particular technology, because this is a subject to be changed, especially these days, where you can do BI even without knowledge of the SQL, because current tools allow you to do that. But of course it will change. So the pace of changes will be even faster in upcoming years. So I would rather say that soft skills are the more important here.
Thank you, Rafał. And I think it ties nicely to our approach at the mentoring program, because, of course, we acknowledge that the technical skills are crucial in technical roles, but it's the communication, the curiosity, all the soft skills that really allow you to grow in your career. Ismael, is there anything that you would like to add answering this question?
I mean, definitely I endorse what Rafał was mentioning. I mean, the birth of any career on data needs to start in curiosity. And I will complement what Rafał was mentioning, adding two things that I tell always my mentees and the junior team members. Is first, you need to, in hard skills, you need to know how to talk to your data. SQL is definitely the main tool that you need to domain, but as well how to create a report, how to interpret the data, eventually how to gather information from SMEs or from anywhere in order to understand what the data is telling. It's very important. And from soft skills perspective, I would add the storytelling. So how to communicate the results or the earlier result that you are obtaining, it's also quite relevant. So that will summarize all the situation on how to start operating and also how to start communicating what you are doing. Because as Rafał was correctly mentioning, I mean, the techniques, the tools, they are constantly changing, but the essence of it, it's always remaining. So you need to really understand what you are doing, and even preventing what could be hallucination, now that we are getting very familiar with the content, or a wrong interpretation of the data that you are having at hand. So I would always recommend that when you are starting to work on this, that you always select something that you are passionate about. And this is what I normally communicate to my mentees. Please choose a case in which a set of data that you really would like to work with, because tools, techniques, that can always be learned later. But the most important thing is that if you are going to dedicate a huge amount of time in order to learn, at least do it with something that you are really looking forward to learn from.
Thank you, Ismael. I especially resonate with the last tip. So choosing something that you're really passionate about, because that's when you can really excel. I hope that our audience, our listeners, got to take some notes of your tips of what skills to develop. But so now let's speak more about, Is it worth joining this industry? Because recently there has been a lot of buzz about the IT industry and how it can be affected in the upcoming years. For example, by the impact of AI, people have many opinions. But so, do you see any emerging trends or maybe challenges that the newcomers should watch? And do you see any specific opportunities that can jump into? Rafał, what would you say?
Well, definitely AI, artificial intelligence is everywhere these days. So this is a buzzword that we are all surrounded by. But I would not overestimate its impact on the business and on the data analysis. So this is definitely a great tool. We have plenty of the information available at the fingertips, even without any specific knowledge. We can make use of the AI tools. But in general, we use it, right? But at the end, if you need to take a decision and the data provided by AI should be still analyzed and should be still reviewed, and to make sure that the responses or the answers that AI tools provide are relevant, or they are, even if they are true, because of the hallucination that are also the essential part of the AI is that some of the information are simply generated. They are not necessarily accurate, but they are generated, and they sound like a real information. And this is something that still people needs to be involved in the data delivery, in the analysis, to make sure that the raw information provided by AI is relevant. Yeah, and it should be taken for the analysis. So of course, I would not afraid of it. I would say that AI is very, very useful. We use it on the daily basis. So definitely this I would see it rather as the opportunity, but definitely this is not the situation where should be afraid of AI. So that would be my point of view.
Thank you, Rafał. And do you see any opportunities or trends that our mentees or young professionals could jump into right now to boost their career opportunities in the industry?
Sorry, I lost you.
Yeah, I was asking if you, Rafał, or maybe you, Ismael, see any trends or specific opportunities that young professionals could jump into right now to boost their career opportunities.
Yeah, I really think that now all the people that is listening to this, and that they are on the early stages of their career, they need to start paying attention that even if now Gen AI, it's this current buzzword that everybody is using, we are still on the very early stages on how this tool is going to be integrated into our lives. And we need to be aware that Gen AI is built over data. The data will need to be curated. The data will need to be properly prepared. The results that LLMs are providing, or that Gen AI algorithms is providing, will need to be properly analyzed and oriented for better use within the business. At the end of the day, Gen AI, it's a model that, for example, in the case of the LLM, is just predicting the next best word according to the internal model. It means that still there is room for improving what they are providing, and how this information can be used in a more effective way. And it is sure that there will be new disciplines that will be born, and new roles that will be born, aligned with all this trend. What I would recommend to the people that is starting the career right now is that they get very strong in the fundamentals of, let's call it, traditional AI/ML, traditional data analysis, ethics and compliance. That is something that is sometimes forgotten, but it's very much needed. and also on how to connect results with outcomes that could benefit society, that could benefit companies, because these are going to be the challenges that are now being constructed. So if you are getting very good basis, you would definitely have an opportunity to join the market, or eventually to do research from university, that I think it is also very much needed right now.
Thank you for sharing those tips. And I believe that our listeners got to hear a lot about the data industry. And I hope they got a good amount of inspiration and some pointers of where they could go. And the good news is about our acceleration program that aspiring professionals can receive guidance from a mentor, just like you, Ismael or Rafał, whose experience goes beyond the technical acumen. And these mentors serve as supporters. So now I would suggest we speak more about those mentoring relationship and what they can add to the technical development of mentees. So, Rafał, you are known for being a passionate advocate for mentorship and diversity, especially committed to empowering women to excel in their tech careers. So, could you tell us how do mentorship relationships benefit both mentors and mentees? And maybe tell us about your personal experience.
Yeah, definitely. So, in Adform, in our company, we believe that that all employees should have a chance to grow and be able to be either part of the mentorship program or the other professional growth that we offer. And especially here in the BI area, the diversity is extremely important because we are all human beings, and our mindset is always focused on some areas, and that's why the diversity gives us an opportunity to look at the certain problems from the different angles. And here I really see the benefits of having multicultural environment and different genders involved in the problem solving, because the approaches that different people have provides the added value. And regarding the mentorship relation, so when we are managers, we are seasoned managers, and we are more than happy to share our experience with the young professionals, because we were mentees some time ago, and thanks to the others who shared with us their thoughts and who supported us in our career, it's now a good opportunity to pay off and share also our experience. So this is something that we can also give back to the society. But regarding the benefits for the mentors like us, we also see the values of having the opportunity to look at the career path from the perspective of the newcomers, because the newcomers, they provide the new visibility to the problems, and it's always good to be in touch and listen to the juniors, how they see their role, how they see the solution to their problems. And it is always an eye opener for the senior leaders like we are.
I agree with you, Rafał. From my experience, I also noticed that, even though it's the mentor and mentee, and technically the mentor is supposed to be the one teaching and supporting, but also they can learn a lot from the mentees. So that's always an inspiring relationship. And what about you, Ismael? What has been your experience with mentoring, and what benefits do you see?
I mean, the mentoring is one of the best tools that exist in order to grow in your own career. And as Rafa was mentioning, we were also mentees at some point in time. And in a certain way, we are returning what we already received. So in my case, it's a tool that I've learned how to use early on. And that's how I've already grown my skill set as mentor. I really think that for the mentees that have the opportunity to start right now, they would see that if they are free to make the or to build the relation together with the mentor, they have a great opportunity in order to define their own path or to discover what it's actually out there. I still remember when I was in university and I did not have the chance to really understand how the business market is working, or the fear that you have when you are starting your first role and you don't know if you are really capable of taking. To have a person that can guide you and explain to you in the very simple words what is really happening there, give you some materials, so eventually challenge you, it's always a great opportunity and a great chance to onboard and to really define the career on your own terms. When I'm mentoring, I'm also receiving quite a lot of things back. I have great stories in Women Go Tech and also while mentoring inside EPAM to some of the colleagues, because for a mentor, it's also very important not only to connect with the person and to see that you are giving back, but additionally the challenges that mentees are proposing, because particularly on data, the discipline is so big that you never know what else is going to come or what questions they are going to propose. For instance, when I'm doing mentoring on data, I always recommend the mentees to choose their own project, and then let's follow and learn along that project. You cannot imagine how many times I needed to even consult myself what was the best way to continue proceeding with the project in order to keep on the level of the advice. It was a refreshing view. It was an opportunity to tackle new things. So for mentors to have the possibility to stay put in the trends and what newer generations with renewed strength can bring, it's also very relevant and important.
That's great to hear that you get to be engaged in the mentoring initiatives both at your company, but also at Women Go Tech and other places. And so, Rafał, I would also be curious to hear about your mentoring approach at Adform, or maybe your previous companies that you worked for.
Yeah. So in Adform we see the value in making people growing. So this is beneficial both for employees and the company. So we promote technical trainings, peer support, knowledge sharing across the team. But of course, the essential part is also the direct contact with the employees, and these are the mentorship programs that we drive in the company. And this is available for everyone. Everyone at every stage of career may say, I'm looking for someone who is more experienced and he would like to share with me the thoughts. So this is definitely something we see the big value of this approach, and of course, as a technology company, we realize that our technology stack and the volume of the business challenges that we are facing can be overwhelming. Not only for the newcomers, but also for the seasoned employees. So therefore, every person in my team and in Adform has the individual priorities and ability to join as a mentee and have the better understanding of both business and we provide a chance to grow for every single individual in the company has its own plan development, and we are fully supportive. We have dedicated resources, we have dedicated time slot available only for making sure that all our employees are on the right track and they have a chance to ask questions and be supported by senior management.
That's great to hear that the mentoring is so well integrated into your daily operations, both in Adform and in EPAM. And I must say, as Women Go Tech, we are extremely proud to be partnering with such companies who also see value in mentoring, because I believe it can really help the whole company grow, not only the juniors who are receiving the support, but the whole teams. We will be slowly wrapping up, but before we go, I would like to hear some last advice from you, because we've already heard that the young professional should, of course, focus on the technical skills, but not forget about the soft skills such as communication, to have this curiosity. We've also heard that they should choose projects that they're truly passionate about. So this curiosity can drive them to best results. But if you were to, put yourself these 20 years back to your younger self, what advice would you give yourself? And with that, what advice would you give now to aspiring professionals? Ismael, if we could start with you.
So the advice that I would give my younger self is to stay curious, to always be hungry on the things that you want to learn. Of course, when you are young and you have endless strength, it's the best opportunity that you have in order to grow. I have to say, and that's the reason why I joined Women Go Tech initiative as a mentor years ago, that it's a great opportunity for mentees to have a person that is skilled, that is experienced, helping you understand what is there behind. But when you take the role as mentee, I would advise as well, and not only when you are mentee and in a mentoring, don't be afraid of trying. Don't be afraid of asking. Don't be afraid of taking control of the career that you want to have and make as many questions as you want. I mean, especially when you are young, you are allowed to make any kind of question, even if you think that it seems stupid. There are no stupid questions, but there's questions that are not made. So I would just encourage people to stay curious, to stay hungry, and to just touch as many doors as they can until they have the possibility to decide the career that they want to take. And one last piece of advice, if you take one decision on the first years and you drive into some career path that finally you see that is not what you really wanted, don't be afraid to also change your path. With advice, without advice, with the information that you may get, but we are allowed to even change if we mistook at the very first moment. So stay curious. Just continue challenging yourself every single day.
Thank you, Ismail, for this advice. And I agree that it is important to have, from like a junior perspective or a young professional, someone who wants to rebrand, to look at the transferable skills. So even if at the beginning you started with one industry, but after a few years you're interested in something else, it's also good to take a look at those skills that you can transfer no matter your job or industry. And Rafa, what advice would you give to young professionals?
Yeah, so I'm perfectly aligned with what Ismail says. So I can only repeat the same things that was already mentioned. But I just would like to add maybe two more things. So first of all, I'm recommending always being open in your expectations with the employer. So whenever you join any position, be open and express your expectations. So because people are a bit afraid of sharing their expectations, and it always provides a misunderstanding. So if you are applying for the position that requires the ongoing repetitive task, and you are more creative person, and you prefer to do things that require more creativity rather than repetitive, say that, right? So this is something that is always appreciated by the employees when people say what is their expectations, what makes them happy in the company. Because especially in the area that we talk about, in the data area, there is plenty of space for everyone. So whoever so regardless the profile, regardless the experience, there is always a niche to work in. So that's one thing. And other thing is just not to give up. Yeah. So I know when people are juniors and they scan the job offers and the expected profiles, they may be a bit overwhelmed with the number of the expectations from the employees. But just keep in mind that this is just a wish list. Yeah. So this is what employees would like to have. This is nice to have, but it's not necessarily a must have for the applicants for the role. So do not be afraid of that and asking questions to your future employee. And this is what I would recommend.
Thank you, Rafał, for highlighting this perspective that, of course, this is advice to young professionals, but also to the employers who are hiring young people or people just starting in their careers, because it also requires a specific approach and curiosity from the employer's side to work with those who are still learning. And when it goes to applying, I would say not only for jobs, but also for the mentoring programs, I would like to advise our listeners to not be afraid and just try their best, because there is a high chance that they can get into the program or in their dream job. But even here, we are receiving questions whether or not they should apply. Just, give it a chance, give yourself a chance. With that, we will be wrapping up. I would like to thank you once again, Rafał and Ismael, for participating in today's event. And especially, I would like to thank also your companies that you are representing, our partner companies, Adform and EPAM, for engaging in our programs. And to our listeners, I would like to invite you to scan the QR code that you can now see on your screen. And this is going to lead you to the page where you can learn more about the program and apply for a mentee or mentor position. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.